Hattie's Hierophant. I am your tarot reader, Crystal. If this is your first time coming to see me, well, welcome. To see you more often. And if you are returning, Scorpio, thanks for coming. I got all your beautiful energy last month. As you know, your girl took off. I feel good and rejuvenated. As a matter of fact, speaking of, one of the things that helped me get back to me was checking in on me, right? And I do that a number of ways, and I always go back to my decks. And a couple of my decks that really helped me was my chakra deck and also my ancestral deck. I love that deck so much. I mean, it speaks to me. It always guides me in the right direction. So I'm hoping by pulling a few extra cards from those decks will help you too. And I will also be using my Rider-Waite deck as well for our general reading. So first, let's focus on our chakra. Now, this is the chakra of balance. And this falls under the base chakra, and this chakra is located at your spine, at the base of your spine. And as we're focusing and radiating our energy there during a meditation or even during this reading, we want it to glow a deep bright red and focus on the right at the tip of your spine there, or the center of your spine. And that's going to help us with balance. And this also represents all of those things that help us with our primal needs, that makes us feel safe, that gives us stability. It represents our money. It also represents understanding and accepting polarities, okay? And we're going to get back to this as we go through your reading, but I think this is a good energy for us to focus on for October. And also I'm going to focus on this with you for your general reading here today. So we're going to move on to your general reading, and right now the center of your reading is that of the Nine of Cups. I love this energy. It's an energy of wish fulfillment, feeling fulfilled. And because this is the center of your reading, I think it's really important because I see some activity happening here. This is also of wish fulfillment because of manifestation. So what's really important, Scorpio, is where are you manifesting your thoughts? Because they will come to life. They will come to light. If you're manifesting, why is everything happening to me? Why is everything always going wrong? Spirit is going to give it to you. But if you're also resonating in everything goes right for me, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am wise, Spirit's going to give that to you too. So to me, this is that energy of Spirit saying, hey, Scorpio, let's pay attention to where our thoughts are. Where are we in balance? Let's recognize it and put it back into balance, because your wish is my command, okay? Now let's go into your moon energy. This is where your emotions are, along with where you manifest and you speak to Spirit. And we have that of the Two of Pentacles. We were just talking about balancing. And we have that of the Five of Pentacles. And we have that of the Two of Cups. So twos represent choice. There's a choice that has to be made, but I also feel like, Scorpio, that there's some sort of partnership, whether it's at work or whether it's with a actual partner. For some of you, I feel like it's both. I feel like that there's this balancing act that you feel like that you must do. It's almost like, you know, you're balancing or you're looking after the health of a loved one versus their work. You're trying to like, look, you can't work this much. It's going to cause you stress, and you don't need the stress because it's not healthy for you. Or this might be you specifically, Scorpio, to where you feel like that your work is no longer balanced for you. So maybe you're working 9-10 hours a day and you get home and you don't have that much time left, that work-life balance at home, right? So you're almost feeling like you almost feel like it's not worth it. You're almost feeling like, you know, the money I'm making as opposed to the hours I'm putting in, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make me feel better. It's not adding any more dollars to my bank account, right? So it's almost like it's almost making you feel bankrupt in that sense, right? Because it's affecting other parts of your life. So what I like about this energy, Scorpio, is that we have all the details, we have all the information. So it's about us making the right choices to create that balance, okay? So let's go into your... So, I'm sorry. So, as I'm picking up on this energy here, I'm feeling like there's going to be a new person that comes into our... So, I don't know if at work, if we're going to have another person that comes into our environment, like maybe we're hiring some other people, but I do feel like there's going to be some sort of transition of employment, right? I don't see a termination, even though we have the Five of Pentacles there, but I do feel like there's going to be some sort of transition of employment. So I don't know if you're going to be traveling to a different location, or perhaps someone's going to be added to your location. There is going to be some sort of addition. Okay, so I picked up on that. Now let's go on to your immediate present. I'm sorry, to your ego energy, your sun energy. So this is where you show up in the world, and we have that of the world energy. So perhaps that's some of the movement that I'm feeling there, right? So the world card can also signify travel, and it normally signifies overseas travel. So perhaps some of us will be traveling even during those times. Some of us are still doing that. And perhaps you have to, I feel like some of us Scorpios are gonna have to go see about our family. So if you have some family that kind of lives overseas or in a different country or here in the US, what have you, I feel like that you're gonna go see that family member. I don't see that they're necessarily ill or sick, but there's something of importance to where you need to go out and see them. And again, I'm also picking up on in regards to work relations. So some of you are going to have to travel for work. You're going to be moved to a different location, or somebody's coming to your location. I feel that. And I almost feel like that you kind of knew it. It was just a matter of time to where this was going to happen, right? And then I have that of the Nine of Wands and the Emperor. So I have some Aries energy there along with Saturn energy there as well, right? And when I see, when I see these two energies, right, these are energies of, restrictions, right? Of, I don't want to say restrictions, but more of like, listen, you have to do this. You don't have a choice. You have to make this move. You are going to work here. This is how it's going to be. That's the kind of energy that I get there. This kind of feels like that daddy kind of energy, or big boss sort of energy. I feel like that there's some sort of boundary that has been like given. There's some sort of rule. There's some sort of, I just keep hearing rule. There's some sort of new rule that's now going to come into play. That is going to cause you some, I don't want to say anxiety, but it's kind of like, it feels like it's more work for you. That's all I'm picking up on. I feel like it's more extra like work for you, and it's exhausting. It's like adding to your plate without reason is what I'm getting from your energy. And then when I go to your immediate present, I have that of death, right? And with this death energy, which also represents you, Scorpio, with this death energy, it's all about a new birth, and it's all about something that must come out of nothing, right? So this particular change that happened had to happen, and you knew it was going to happen, like you felt it happening. It was, like I said, I keep hearing from you, it was just a matter of time. So however things used to be, or how they have been, there's going to be an ending to that, right? There's going to be some movement, right? And we have this with the Eight of Cups. Is this the Eight of Cups? Yes, this is the Eight of Cups, right? So in this case, I do feel a physical movement, and we've talked about that, but I also feel like this emotional disconnect, right? I feel like that whatever they're saying, hey, Scorpio, now it's going to be like this. I know it's more work, and no, you won't be getting paid more. And yes, it's going to cause you more, it's going to cause you to be more tired and less time with your family, right? You're kind of like, then why am I here? Right? You're starting to already, because you're picking up on, if you're not already having dreams about this, Scorpio, right? It's like you're already picking up on that this change is about to happen. And so you're already emotionally having this disconnect, because you're not ready for this. You're not looking forward to this, right? You're not looking forward to this. You're like, my work-life balance isn't gonna feel the same. And for those of you, again, some of you are going to have to travel for work, and that's what's causing you to stay away from your family even more. And it's coming down from the big bosses. It's like you have no other person to go to. And for some of you, you are the boss, and you don't have a choice, because this is where your business is taking you, right? So listen, my husband hates when I say that. Listen to me. So listen, Scorpio. So as I'm looking at these cards that I pulled from the ancestral deck, right? So I obviously see this movement, and I feel like this movement, you are going to, I don't want to say argue, you are going to disagree with this movement, this new person, or this new position, this new, this new place you have to go. Like, I feel whatever it is, you're not going to be happy with it. However that resonates with you, because I see so many different scenarios, right? But the constant scenario is movement and someone or something new that you do not like, but you saw coming. And, and I keep looking at this energy, and this is the Shaman Master. And it says here, be graceful in movement, in action. And Scorpio, the thing is, you are the most graceful, right? No one ever realizes they're about to be stung until they are stung, because they never see it coming from that of the Scorpio. So this is just encouraging you to move slowly in your movements and think before you speak, and have another plan in place before you lose the stinger. You understand what I'm saying? So there's something about having a plan in motion before we kind of decide we're going to move on and we don't have anything else to move on to. I feel like that's an important message here for us, Scorpio. And then I'm picking up on a lot of fire energy here for you. So and what that tells me, right? And first of all, Scorpio, you get mistaken a lot for a fire sign, because you do have that fire type energy. When you believe in something, when you believe in your truth, you do it with so much confidence that it feels fiery, right? So then here I have the fire guardian. Speaking of, I didn't even know that's what it said on here. It's the fire guardian. And it says on here, ignite your passions, right? So I feel like this transition, especially with that death card there, it also represents you, right? And it's in your immediate present. I feel like that you're ready to move on anyway. I feel like that whatever you've been doing hasn't been, you're no longer passionately involved anymore. There's been a change, there's been a shift. And it's not just in your environment, it's been in most of our environments. And now it kind of, since everything has shifted, it's almost like you've been sitting in the same comfy chair. And then all of a sudden, it's just like it's the same chair, but it feels different. It's like the coils are like, poking you in the leg and hitting you in the hips. And you're like, this just isn't comfortable anymore. And I feel like you're just not comfortable anymore. So this is that energy of, picking up on those things, our primal needs, that there's no mistaken as to why this base chakra, that color red, was called upon for you, right? Is to ignite those passions again. Those things that are going to make you feel stability. Those things are going to bring you money and prosperity and balance, right? There's something there that we want to reignite, okay? Yeah, we're going to do all three. And then I have here also the hunter. And the thing about this hunter, right? And again, it kind of has that Aries kind of energy, right? That cardinal kind of energy that I just feel like that you just have right now. This encourages you to see that tunnel behind you, that tunnel behind him, that's for you. There's no fear in there. That's a hunt, right? And the only thing you're looking for is you, right? So it's a very personal, journey of figuring out who you are. And it's a very real journey. You have to get down to the nitty gritty, figure out what you like, figure out what you don't like, and be truthful with yourself. Right? And that's going to help you ignite those things that make you passionate, and that's that fire inside of you. Now let's expand on your moon energy. See if we can get some more answers. We're expanding on that Two of Pentacles. I am going to keep that. Very interesting. So I expanded on that Two of Pentacles, that girl there. And we have that of the World card upside down, and then the, oh, goodness, the Hanged Man. I'm sorry, Scorpio. You're my last reading, and your girl is talked out. Thank you for your patience. So with that World card in the reverse, right? I feel like that there's going to be a stall in our ending. Does that make sense? There's going to be some sort of stall with our next move, right? And we can see that because it's coupled with the hangman. And we can see this with the balancing act, right? There's going to be an imbalance here. And that's what's causing all of this movement. That's what's causing this death energy. That's what's causing this world energy. And I feel like that this cycle that we're in with that world energy, because it is coming up in your sun energy, it's a stall, right? It's almost like, you know, you were full speed ahead and it started slowing down, and now you're just kind of like, okay, do I have a flat tire? What's happening? And that's what it feels like. It feels like a flat tire, but it doesn't feel like one to where you're out in the heat and in the rain and it's, you know, it's torturous. It feels like it's a moment of reflection, really. Like the stall had to happen for a reason, right? It's almost like you won't know the reason why this stall was necessary until that tire starts moving and those wheels start moving again, and you see the other side and you're like, oh, because I was meant to stop there. I was meant to get that flat tire. I was meant to stall to avoid that accident, to avoid that explosion, right? To avoid that robbery, right? So there's something about this stall that spirit is giving and gifting to you because there's something you're supposed to be avoiding. Now, when I expand on that 2 of Cups, I have that of the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. This is showing up in a lot of readings. So I do feel like that a lot of us are going on a specific journey, and that's what 3 of Wands are all about. It's about a journey that's specifically for us. And again, I'm picking up on travel again. I really do feel that. And I feel like that this is an energy of, I feel like you're asking for more money. So for those of you who are working and it does require that you move, or someone's moving into your space and perhaps they're moving you into a different position, whatever the case, you're asking for more money. You're like, if I'm going to be doing all this extra work, this extra traveling, then you need to put a little bit more money in my pocket. So I do feel like that we're asking for that as well. Now, when I expand on this 5 of Pentacles, I have that of the King of Swords, along with the Empress, and the 7 of Pentacles. So, okay, for those of us who it's work related, right? There are these new policies and procedures that are coming into play to make a bigger and better company, right? It's not gonna vibe for you, right? It's almost like they're just, they're throwing stuff in the wall to see what's going to stick, is how it looks to you, right? But this is their idea of what the company is going towards, and, what the new company stands for, and our new motto. And so I see that happening also for those of us at work. In regards to love, please check in on your loved ones. Right? So I don't know if you haven't been spending a whole lot of time with your loved ones, but there's some loved ones they're just having a hard time mentally. So I don't know if finally everything that's happening in the world today, if it just caught up with them in conjunction with dealing with the kids, dealing with the bills, right? Dealing with this everyday life, dealing with the dog, dealing with the cat, dealing with the car. And I feel like that your person and or your people, I feel like they're overwhelmed, and on the outside they may look good, but I feel like on the inside they're having a hard time. So check in on them is all I'm saying. Check in on them, especially the ones who represent mother to you, right? And it doesn't have to be your mother. It could just represent mother. Perhaps someone in your energy who has children. Perhaps it's a neighbor that has children. Perhaps it's a sister or a daughter, right? Or an aunt or a cousin who has children. And you can pick up on that vibe, because Scorpio, there's something interesting about you, right? You intuitively can pick up on how people are feeling and what they're going through without them even saying anything. So work on those senses, work on that intuition, and you're going to be able to figure out who that is that kind of needs a little check-in, right? And I feel like that's all it is. I almost feel like that someone needs to recognize, like, hey, how you doing? This is Scorpio. I'm checking on you. You good? And sometimes that's all it takes. It just takes that conversation that starts a conversation, and they just need to release it, to say it out loud, and then they're okay. I feel like that's all that's needed. So I'm seeing a lot of color green here. I feel like that we really need to work on our heart chakra too. Any greens and pinks, really focus on your heart chakra as well as your red chakra, your base chakra. Focus on those as well. So as I expand on the World card, I get that of the Knight of Swords and the Six of Wands. So listen, I again, to go back and, you know, it's coming in your ego energy. So I can see us really challenging the powers that be about these new policies and procedures, this new travel arrangement, this new way of doing things. You're going to challenge it, right? And I feel like you're like, look, this is messing with my everyday. And, you know, the Six of Wands means so many things, but the energy I'm getting from here is that the things, because this is a celebration of, and this is things that go on in our everyday lives, right? From us getting in this car, brushing our teeth, you know, picking up the kids, changing Pampers, picking up dog poop, whatever the case, right? Going to check the mail, going back into the house. It's those daily activities. And there's this disruption that's going to happen. And you're like, I know there's a better way. So you're going to be communicating that, and you know you're not going to like this new hiccup, this new movement that I feel like is being demanded from you, Scorpio. And I expanded on that Emperor energy, right? And I really do feel like that's like a big boss sort of thing. And then we have the Five of Wands along with the King of Cups. So, you know, this is the energy of there are no winners, there are no losers, right? So I feel like that whatever you bring forward as far as your discomfort or what your disagreements, I feel like that your strategy is going to kind of go towards not this energy, but towards this energy. Maybe it's a boss that has more of a bleeding heart or more of an understanding heart that can understand your perspective, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like that their hands are tied too, and they're like, look, Scorpio, this is how it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I have bosses too, so it is what it is. So I feel like that's something that we're going to have to deal with. And I feel like, and we also here have the Hermit card. This also represents Virgo, right? And Virgo energy is all about the beauty in perfection, the beauty in systems, the beauty of doing things systematically, right? And not only that, it's also an internal energy, but I don't feel that specifically. I do really feel like that it's the systems, right? These new systems are going to cause all this extra work. And I keep hearing without reason, like it's going to cause all this extra work without reason. And I feel like it's been happening since September. Like you've been seeing like these things kind of, you've been feeling like these things have been really taking the change to where it's going to change your life and alter your life. You've been feeling it since September last month. And then I have here the Three of Cups. Like I mentioned before, like I feel like that you are going to have another person come into your midst, or perhaps you're going, there's some sort of collaboration that's going to happen. There's this sort of this newness, this new person, right? And this is not necessarily a celebration. It's more of like a welcoming, right? And then I have this Two of Swords. So this is where we get indecisive. So we have all the facts. We see what's going on that's happening in our moon energy. Like you can see it, but how it's playing out, you're like, shucks, I don't want to do this, but I have to, right? Do I stay? Do I go? Do I accept this? Do I say anything? So there's going to be, it's going to be hard for you to kind of decide what your next move is. So let's expand on your immediate present on that Death energy. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, so, yeah. So whatever the case, it's going to be good. So I expanded on that Death energy, and I have that of the Moon and of the Fool. We have three major arcanas, right? So so we can definitely say, Scorpio, that there is some transitional movement that's going to be happening for you that's going to affect you. Actually, I'm seeing up until next year. For this quarter up into next year, I'm seeing it from now until like January, February, March. Like seriously, I see it for the next few months, that there's definitely going to be some changes here. You know, are you going to accept these changes, right? And they're going to be some batshit crazy changes, but at the end of the day, innovation does that, right? And maybe it doesn't look innovative to you, but innovation is innovation, and innovation is a different today than yesterday. So I do feel like that's happening in your immediate present, and it's about you know, what direction do you want to go? Because this is the Fool, right? He can choose to step off that cliff, or he can choose to open up his eyes and really pay attention to his next step and create his own destiny. That's the great energy about the Fool. It's such a choose the direction you want to go. Do you want to be blind and foolish, or do you want to come up with a plan? It's your choice, right? So when I expanded on that Eight of Cups, we have that of the King of Cups and the King of Wands. So this energy that I'm getting, right, because it's another fire energy, right, that we have there with the Emperor, and with this being in your immediate present, I do feel like that if you give that ultimatum, like, hey, keep it how it was or I'm leaving, they're gonna be like, okay, deuces. Are you gonna be okay with that, Scorpio, right? And in regards to relationship, if any of us have like stepped away from a relationship, or we're thinking about stepping away from a relationship, and you're thinking about, like, if you plan on giving that ultimatum or testing that waters, I wouldn't. Not if you really don't want it to end, because they're gonna be like, okay, bye, Scorpio. And in some cases, Scorpio, I feel like that's going to be presented to you. I almost feel like that someone's going to be like, you know what, I'm tired of your stuff, Scorpio. And you'll be like, okay, bye. It's going to be very surprising to them. So I do fear that energy. So the moral of that story is, do not create an ultimatum that you are not ready to hear, okay. So when I expand on that Nine of Cups, and this is what began your reading, and this is what kind of radiates through all of these energies, is the Nine of Cups. And this is a wish fulfillment. This is a manifestation that's coming to life, right? And I love that was the beginning of your reading, because despite all of this, you are going to get what you want, right? Depending on where you're resonating. So I also got that of the Six of Swords, and I feel like a lot of zodiacs are getting that, which I love, because I feel like that we're all moving to a different spot emotionally with our thought process and how we think things should be. We're moving to waters that are a bit clearer. They're not as rough and rapid, and it's more desirable, right? And it suits us more. So I also see that for you, Scorpio. In addition to that, I have that of the Justice energy as well. So we have some Libran energy there. And you know, the Justice card is all about balance. And that was the beginning of your entire reading in regards to your chakra, right? And balance isn't about putting all the good things in the bucket and we're like, oh, everything's balanced now. No, it's about accepting those things that aren't so great and making them work with the things that are, right? For example, if you're a baker, you not only do add sugar, but you add a little bit of salt too, right? That's how you make it taste better. So that's the thing. How do you make this life of yours taste a little better with those things that may not be that desirable, but still makes it lively enough for you to ignite that passion within you? Because at the end of the day, you have the Ace of Cups. It is more than you can handle. You're being blessed from all sides, Scorpio. That's the most important. All this other stuff is just stuff. The blessings that are there are there. Truth of the matter is, you don't need to worry about anything. You don't need to argue about anything. You don't need to, you know, a lot of us have been encouraged to speak our truth. I feel like everyone knows your truth, Scorpio. I feel like that it resonates off of you, right? I almost feel like that you need to let Spirit handle this one, you know? Let's see what our angel cards have to say and encourage us to do for the month of October. And we have that of trust. These cards never let me down, right? Let's trust in spirit. Let's trust in source. Let's trust that this is what is in store for us. This was the beginning and end of your reading. Everything else in the middle was just extra stuff, right? Really, it's just like a heads up, in my opinion. Let's focus on our base chakra, the color red, right? It's right there in the middle of our spine. That's going to help us with that stability. It's going to help us with our finances, money, job, and change, right? It's going to help us really understand and accept those good with the bad, the light with the dark, right? It's going to help us understand that those two need to be together to create the light, right? We can't see the stars without the dark, Scorpio. You know that better than anybody. Why am I telling you, right? You should be telling me. Listen, I absolutely adore you. It's nice to see you again. And if you're brand new, consider subscribing if this resonated with you. Leave any comments below. I love to read them oh so much. And I will see you next month. Listen, I am working on some things too. I'm hoping to upload some videos to help you get the most out of your general readings, not just from me, but from some of your favorite readers here on YouTube. Absolutely adore you. I'm leaving now. Okay, bye.